Hi, intrepid viewers. Dr. Lena reporting in from Athens, the birthplace of democracy. And here we are. And I'm so excited with the developments in the US in the last couple of days. And I woke up this morning to see that Trump has capitulated. He's rolled over and he's not fighting the vote. Well, that's because he would lose it. So he doesn't want to be seen as a failure. So he's scrabbling now. We are literally witnessing the end. I truly believe the end of the Trump era is on the horizon. But how amazing to be reporting in from Athens. And I had to make this video very early in the morning before the protests start. These are peaceful protests. I'll just explain what's happening here. And they go for 3 days every November. And it's to remind everyone about the dictatorship and to commemorate those who were imprisoned and killed by the dictatorship, right? So it started 2 days ago. This is the third day. And because it's Monday, the schools are open, so all the kids go to school and then they go to the protests with their schools. Bit different. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing? I love it. Greece wouldn't be the same to me unless there was a protest. But it got me thinking, democracy is also the story of protest. The right to protest is what makes a democracy. And so we need to put lots of light and energy into the November 22nd for that. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. So in the meantime, look at what's happening. Look at what is happening. Dozens of GOP have defected. The spell is broken. He's no longer this invincible powerhouse. It's so exciting to watch. It's finally the beginning of the end. You know what I mean, right? There's still nasty things, cruel things, awful things. However, in the bigger picture, you can feel the change, can't you? And I was watching my beloved Josh the trucker, the enemy from within, and he's saying he drives everywhere and he doesn't see any of the Trump memorabilia anymore. So it's finally shifting. It's so exciting. Now, I want to have a look at a few things here. Here we go. With Pam Bondi, the DOJ itself is falling apart. She can't get good prosecutors because these are ridiculous non-cases, whether it's Comey or Letitia James or big things, small things. And so the DOJ itself has been blasted by yet another federal judge because she's either refusing to submit documents or has destroyed documents. But these people should be really worried because the Trump regime is going to end and it's going to end on our watch. So let's have a look. DOJ, what's happening? They must be freaked out. They must be freaked out to the back teeth. Look at them. All right. Now, Pam Bondi's. All right. Now, oh, I'm loving that. Loving that. Okay. So, sorry about the lighting. Those of you who follow me regularly know I don't have the highest of production values. What you see is what you get. Right? But look at this. she is freaked out and I think withholding documents. Look, there's 4 at once. In service of the emperor on his stone throne. And the gold, sorry, I digress. I'm sure most of you would have seen at least clips of the Laura Ingraham walkthrough of the Versailles Palace. It is so tacky. You can't believe it's a modern government building. It's a cross between a casino and a brothel. It is so tacky. It is so tasteless. Okay, so back to Pam Bondi serving the emperor. And they're used to being able to get away with things. They're ruthless. They have no heart, they have no morality, and they have no conscience. They are vile, the card of ruthlessness. But look what's coming. I think this is the courts standing up to them. And please, a little prayer to all the gods and goddesses that the Supreme Court is getting the memo, because they have to stand up. And this is victory for the people. The 6 of Wands, Boudica. So I like to think I'm descended from Boudica, but it could just be a fantasy. So they're really in a not very good space. And their sort of ruthless tactics aren't flying anymore. They're just not flying, you know. Oh. Now, I'm traveling with my 20-year-old great niece, Bless. And so it's interesting for me because she's a political creature. How could she not be in our family? But of course, being that age, she accesses different internet worlds. And I've got the best gossip. Too much news, not enough gossip. Are you ready for this one? Are you all sitting down? Now, you know all the Bubba stuff. Is it Clinton? Is this right? It turns out, I kid you not, entertainment purposes only YouTube. Ghislaine Maxwell had a horse called Bubba. A horse called Bubba. I'll leave that with you. What was the Bubba story really about? I mean, we're entering Catherine the Great territory now. And they used to make up, or still do, scandalous things every day and every night. It's so good for the pushback. And I hope the corporate Dems are waking up and taking a leaf out of Jasmine Crockett's book, out of Gavin Newsom's technique. The thing about Newsom is he is good on social media. And that's where this stuff gets played out. So it's good. Now, let's just have a look with the Supreme Court and Trump's use of emergency powers. I hope they're starting to get jelly knees, you know. I should be careful here, of course, because there's 3 Liberal justices who are real justices. But Roberts' court will go down in history in eternal shame. So let's look. It's like you can just feel the swing away, can't you? You can just feel the swing away. It's just an amazing shift of energy. And I don't think it's just because I'm away from my usual day-to-day life. It's absolutely happening. And I know from you guys in the comments, you can feel it. You can feel it happening. Okay, Supreme Court. I haven't made up their mind yet. Oh, they're bought and sold. Kel Surprise. Oh, they're anyway. I'm going to do some extra cards on that one because it could be this and could be that. They're equivocating. Now, we've got the big donors. You know who I'm talking about, particularly Alito and Thomas and the dreadful, little cabal they've got going. Even they are equivocating now. They're going, what if a million people marched on the Supreme Court? Good. So they're doing a balancing act because they're in service to the uber wealthy and the billionaires. Return on investment. Look at this combo. All the cards of pentacles now. Imagine that. So they've been his lackeys and his bootlickers, but now they're wondering and worrying. I'm pleased to see this. Can we actually make this decision we thought we'd make by muscling our way through and letting him get away with it? They're not that happy and they're not that sure. However, there was another card hiding under that. Oh, I so love that. Secret card. 10 of Pentacles. So, and I think this is changing daily now because we are in this accelerated time frame. So probably a month ago that were going, whatever he wants. They know they're in the service of the big buckaroos, the billionaires. However, look what they get. They get the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles for normal people is a series of interpretations, but for these people, it's fool's gold. Look at the money. Look at the money. Look at the money. Pentacles, 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 fool's gold. Bad. So I think these people are pretty shallow. I think they'll go for self-preservation. So we have to keep a close eye on that. In other news, Jennifer Walsh and Pumps from the I've Had It podcast, who I adore, they're really pushing this line that MAGA men are better men, BETA. We say it differently in Australia. Meaning second-class men. They think they're alphas, but they're not. They're the opposite of alphas. They're daddy hungry, and they need to grow up. None of them can get a date. If they weren't married to some MAGA witch from before, they can't get a date. So I want to have a look at just MAGA men here for a moment. MAGA men. Yeah, and of course they're losing their jobs. They can't pay the bills. That causes stress on anybody's relationship. They're about to lose their health care or just choose to go forward uninsured. I just wanted to, as a health sociologist and a youth sociologist, we specialize in different things. America's life expectancy is shockingly low. I think from memory, it's 49th in the world. And that's scandalous. And that's because you don't actually have a health system. You have a health insurance industry. And it's not the same thing. So can you imagine the health repercussions going forward? MAGA men, right? So that's why the whole thing has to change. Has to be a radical change for the better. I think for the first time, I've been doing this work for 9 years, and I always thought we were a million miles from seeing universal healthcare in the US. But you know what? Maybe not. And the other fabulous thing is, how to put this, it's such joy to just think about positive things for a change. So me, along with a lot of people, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, even a month ago, going, will there even be a midterms? You know, will they let it go ahead? And all that anxiety. Now there's no way they can get away with not having a proper midterms. So let's get back to these pathetic, needy MAGA boys. Can't get laid, world falling apart. Where are they at? Oh, here we go. Well, not all of them, but I think between now and the midterms, I'll just wait for the light to kick in again. Maybe not. Okay, so between now and the midterms, hello. Page of Pentacles. Pentacles are about money, yes, but they're also about what you hold close to your heart. What are your real values? And so Poison Lips came along, told them what to think, telling them they're great, telling them they're Fred Flintstone reincarnated. He's their man, having never worked a day in his life, not even white-collar work. It's notorious he can't read a spreadsheet. So the fact he's in charge of the biggest economy is a real worry because he has no clue, and this is evident. They bought the lies. Look at this. Stinky fish. They bought the lies. But they too have a chance. Oops, YouTube. The best of America. The best of America. And I think, what does that mean for them? It might mean simply that they don't vote. That would be enough. Just don't vote. If you can't bring yourself to vote like a grown-up and care for your community and be responsible for your own choices and actually research something and actually stumble on a fact, if you can't do that, if that's too hard, pet, just stay home. That would help. And so I think that we've definitely turned a corner. There is a new moment. And there is a saying on the left, I remember from the 70s, that if people are afraid of the government, it's tyranny. If the government's afraid of the people, it's democracy. And this is never more true than now. Everywhere, because all sorts of countries are lurching to the right. We didn't in Australia, but truly it was an accident of history. We've got our, you call them survivalists and preppers and things. We've got our sovereign citizens. You couldn't make us be vaccinated or wear a mask. We've got them too. We've got the neo-Nazis. It's just that the numbers are much, much, much smaller. Okay, so let's have a look now. And I'll pull some cards for you. Let me tell you what I'm up to next. So tomorrow, Dave Johnson from Moonride, Venice and I are going to Istanbul, or Constantinople, as they call it in Greece. And so that is, I've never been to Istanbul, and to go into the ancient Byzantium world. I can't wait. So you're coming too. Don't feel left out. Yes. It's funny when you meet people on the streets, oh, you're Australian, right? After they think you're English or Canadian even. At the moment, I'll claim that. Elbows up. But they work out we're Australian. They always go, oh, you guys travel for so long. Well, if you had to fly for 2 days, you don't want to go for 2 weeks. It doesn't work, you know. So we tend to have long stints. Okay, you guys. I really want to know what you're thinking and feeling. Ready? Yes. Yes, the clarity will come. Oh, oh, gorgeous. Oops. Light. Camera, action. I hope I'm recording this after all. All right. Now, look at these cards for what's going on. The country is at a crossroads in a new way with the energy shift. Instead of this being the country's at a crossroads, it could fall into fascism. It's like at a crossroads, how to go forward from here. It's see how everything's flipped? Everything's flipped. And all that water. This is about your spiritual internal world. Now, there's still going to be this conflict around you, particularly if you're allied with MAGA members of the family or depending where you live, etc. Right. But they're arguing against themselves now. Don't you love that? Right. They're arguing in a circle against themselves, and they're going to bring themselves undone because no one can win a circular conflict. They haven't got there yet, but they're going to get there. So just rise above that. Use this spiritual energy to let them tear themselves apart. Your job is to be brave and carry on with this next weekend. It's all happening. It's fantastic. Look after your own values and trust that they will then expand, right? So this is, in a way, symbolizing all of us, and particularly those who are in America, just hunkering down. And I keep hammering this home. The strength, the solution, the path forward is in joining with others. Look at this. It's the very beautiful Two of Cups, right? Different races. This symbol that became the Hippocratic Oath for healing and medicine, sharing the cups. This is the way forward. I'm so ecstatic. So guys, chat on in the comments, and I'll be so glad to see you. And your next video will come from Istanbul. Okay, lots of love for now. Cheers.